Hello everyone, today's discussion is about how to treat depression. Depression is truly a disease of the modern age. If we take a look at this chart here, we can see that the average depression rate for a generation of people is currently higher than it used to be. If you look to the left, at the age of 60, the rate is 10%. Each of these lines represents a different generation. For the generation currently around 45 years old, depression rates are at 20%, and for the generation around 25 years old today, it's already at 25%. So, if we assume this trend continues, it's estimated that by the age of 60, 1 in 2 people will experience depression, half of the population. Clearly, there's an issue here, and it's evident that this is due to the vast changes in today's society. The generation currently around 60 years old lived a very different life compared to you younger people. They didn't have access to the internet, smartphones, or social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. They couldn't order things directly to their doorstep. It's clear that depression is caused by the sudden environmental shifts we've experienced. So, what exactly can we do to treat depression? Well, a professor named Stephen Lardy dedicated his entire career to investigating this question. He and his team conducted dozens of studies, and here's the result of all their work. To treat your depression, you need to work on it. Make sure to stay with me until the end of this video, because the closer I get to number 1, the more interesting the methods get. Number 6, physical activity. Physical activity is something we used to do a lot. If you think about it, not too long ago, we were working on farms or hunting for food in the forest, on average, engaging in physical activity for at least 4 hours a day. Now think about your own life. How many hours a day do you exercise? Most people with desk jobs don't exercise at all. That's a huge difference for the human body. But how important is exercise in treating depression? Well, researchers compared the antidepressant drug Zoloft, which is one of the leading medications on the market, with aerobic exercise. In this study, it wasn't even too much exercise, just a 30-minute brisk walk 3 times a week. So, 2 groups of people who suffered from significant depression were selected for this study. One group was given the medication, and the other group was given the aerobic exercise. The results? Patients who exercised well had results comparable to those on the medication. However, those using Zoloft were 3 times more likely to experience depression again after a year of follow-up. Researchers believe exercise is so effective because when you work out, important neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin are released and their activity levels increase. These are the same neurotransmitters that, when at low levels, cause depression. These are also the targets of antidepressant medications. So, why take those medications when you can simply exercise and achieve the same results, without any of the unpleasant side effects, and on top of that, get a healthier body and a better appearance, which boosts your confidence and reduces depression? If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, make sure to subscribe right now, so you can find the answers to many of your medical questions for free on my page. Number 5, omega-3 fatty acids. Society is often divided into 2 camps: what supplements to take. However, it is generally accepted that omega-3 fatty acids, usually in the form of fish oil, are an essential supplement. In fact, when some of the most famous Olympic swimmers were asked which one supplement they would take for the rest of their lives, almost all of them said fish oil. But why are omega-3 fatty acids so beneficial? To understand this, we need to understand our body's relationship with these essential fats. Omega-3s are called essential fats because we cannot produce them on our own. We need to get them from external sources. Now, what's the difference between omega-3 and omega-6? And why is omega-3 so beneficial and omega-6 so harmful? Omega-6 fats are pro-inflammatory, whereas omega-3 fats are anti-inflammatory. Overconsumption of omega-6 increases your blood pressure and leads to blood clotting, which can result in heart attacks and strokes. Unfortunately, we don't consume enough omega-3s to balance out our omega-6 intake. This imbalance increases the risk of heart disease, cancer, and other inflammatory diseases. The ideal omega-6 to omega-3 ratio for humans should be between 1:1 and 3:1, a balance that our ancestors were able to maintain with their natural diets. But in modern society, this ratio has become as bad as 17:1, leading to health issues. So, researchers hypothesized that if we all started taking omega-3 supplements, we could change this 17:1 ratio. Numerous studies have shown that people suffering from depression feel much better after taking omega-3 supplements. Number 4. Sunlight. There are two very important reasons why sunlight is crucial. The first is well known. It has to do with a specific vitamin called vitamin D. Vitamin D is produced by your skin when exposed to sunlight and is responsible for things like bone health, immune system function, and muscle health. However, researchers have also found that a lack of vitamin D causes a variety of issues, including cancer, diabetes, and especially mental health problems. Vitamin D deficiency has become a major issue today because many of us spend more time indoors. In fact, many of us may be somewhat deficient in vitamin D nowadays, which is why we need to get more sunlight. Reason number 2 is something you might not expect. There's something very special about sunlight that indoor lighting cannot provide. Sunlight is many times brighter than indoor light. It has been found that our bodies need sunlight to regulate our circadian rhythms. Lack of proper sleep is strongly linked to depression. Imagine feeling tired all day and unable to sleep. These are common problems for people with depression. So, if you have to stay inside, you need to adjust your internal clock. A simple 10-minute exposure to sunlight can help reset your body's circadian rhythm. Number 3. Sleep. Research has shown that sleep disturbances are one of the strongest triggers for depression. This means if you are someone who stays up all night watching TV shows or playing video games, you may fall into this category. Healthy sleep is generally defined as 7 to 8 hours of sleep, from about 10-11 p.m. to 6-7 a.m. One big complaint people often have is, well, it always takes me so long to fall asleep, so I can't really control how much I sleep. Well, here are a few simple tips to fight this issue. 1. Don't use your computer or phone an hour before bed because they inhibit melatonin production, which makes you sleepy. 2. Only use your bed for sleeping. 2. This helps your brain associate the bed with sleep. 3. Engage in activities during the day. 3. Our ancestors were very active, and when bedtime came, they could easily fall asleep. Number 2. Isolation. You might say that you can't change the past, or that the past doesn't dictate the future. And yes, that's true. If you reflect on the past for a few minutes, that's fine, but you shouldn't get stuck in the past. With the rise of technology and the internet, more and more people are spending time alone. This isolation can cause you to become depressed. Thoughts of loneliness and the lack of meaningful interaction can easily spiral into depression. I suggest engaging in social activities, such as going to the gym, playing group sports, or spending more time with friends. These activities should be so exciting and engaging that you won't have time to dwell on the past. Number 1. Social connection. The number 1 and most important factor is social connection. We humans are social creatures. Our ability to work as a team and overcome obstacles is what made us such a resilient species. Without close friends, we suffer. A recent study by the University of Michigan showed that bonding with others releases specific hormones that significantly reduce stress and anxiety. They also found that social isolation literally shrinks the brain. One reason social connection is such a big issue today is the lack of face-to-face interaction. Nowadays, we mostly interact online. The hormones released during face-to-face interactions are vastly different from those released during online interactions. Texting is lifeless. So, face-to-face interaction is a skill that is rarely used nowadays, and we wonder why we feel depressed. So, please pay attention to these 6 factors I've shared with you, and I promise you'll feel better. Plus, you'll improve your overall well-being. Don't forget to like this video, and feel free to share it with your friends and family to show you care about their health. As you can see, there are other videos you can enjoy with just one click. If you're unwell, feel free to write me your symptoms below, and I'll offer a free diagnosis as a gift for you. Take care and see you soon.